Hello and welcome. This is Midday News. Thanks for joining us. The National Capital District Provincial Health Authority has conducted gender equity and social inclusion refresher training for clinic staff across the nation's capital on Tuesday, April 15th. The training is part of NCDPHA's continued effort to fostering a respectful, inclusive and equitable work environment. Fully endorsed by the NCDPHA Senior Executive Management Team, the initiative aims to enhance staff interactions with one another, patients and their caregivers. The sessions focused on addressing equality and ensuring that every individual, regardless of gender, background or social status, has equal access to opportunities and resources within the health system. The Madang provincial government launched its SME scheme last week, valued at 5 million kina. This will now enable local businesses in the small to medium enterprise sector to access low-interest loans to support their business. The scheme will be facilitated through the National Development Bank, or NDB.
People representing all 6 districts of Madang province converged to the Bates Oval in Madang town to witness the launching of the Madang provincial government's Small Medium Enterprises. NDB's Deputy Head of Branches, Lloyd Piari, acknowledged Madang provincial government for being the first in the country to allocate more funding to support SMEs and committed to ensure SMEs can easily access loans.
People understanding accessibility, road, no come into the town, no go come, the paperwork, and work on something you will look now, you will try making easy, so that's the commitment that we are making now. But you may work around law, make him easy, people. You may not make him hard. So accessibility, affordability, and people can give you come again,
Madang Governor Ramsey Pariwa acknowledged the efforts of the Commerce Division in rolling out the financial literacy trainings through the Small to Medium Enterprise Corporation and SEFI. Loans will be dispersed in 5 categories, and they include Agriculture SME, Women SME, Youth SME, Manam SME and the General SME. Pariwa called on the people of Madang to utilize this facility to earn income and improve their standard of living.
Must create in this law environment block in business. Now happy more people. Lo place you stop. Suppose you plan him cacao now you stop. Suppose you walk now you stop. Suppose you sit down. Lo table market now stop. Government blow you lo Madang come down and visit him you lo table market blow you today. Lo happy you come on top and compete. One can also China. One can also Narabla province. If they can do it, Madang can do it.
Financial literacy training is a prerequisite to accessing this loan, and those interested to access this finance should first attend financial literacy training. Pastor Vicky, speaking on behalf of the women, acknowledged the allocation of 1 million kina set aside for women. Acting Manager Director of the SME Corporation, Petrus Ralda, emphasized to the people not to wait for the government to deliver handouts, but rather to take the initiative and start their own entities to which the government will support. Carol Kidu Jr., TV1 News.
Prominent agribusiness company NGIP Agmac Limited, based in his New Britain province, has reaffirmed its commitment to community development by pledging an annual investment of 1 million kina in health and educational infrastructure development starting in 2025. This initiative was formalized through a Memorandum of Understanding recently signed between NGIP Agmac and the East New Britain Provincial Government. East New Britain Governor Michael Marum expressed his appreciation for NGIP Agmac's commitment to the community. He highlighted the importance of this investment in enhancing health and educational infrastructure over the next 3 years, underscoring the positive impact it will have on the local population. Epilepsy is relatively common in Australia, according to the World Health Organization, but advocates say misinformation are enduring. Young Australians are calling for more understanding of the impact of epilepsy.
DJing in sports used to fill Sebastian Johnston's social calendar until an unexpected seizure turned his life upside down.
So I was home all the time, being looked after by mum and dad. Social life takes a big hit as well. You get anxiety and you don't like talking about it to people.
He's gone from just being a regular sort of teenager out there living the life and having a great time, going travelling, he went backpacking, to having all of his liberties taken away.
The WHO estimates about 50 million people worldwide live with epilepsy. Advocates say fear, myths and misinformation are still rife, and this can negatively impact people's mental health.
There's a real fear out there about seizures, and culturally too, there's a lot of beliefs. We have to respect different cultures.
Sarah Ripper is an avid artist.
Sort of mapping it out and then deciding triangles.
She lives with epilepsy and says it affects every aspect of her life, but it's not all bad.
Like, what have I harvested that I maybe wouldn't have if I didn't go through these things?
She wants to change how epilepsy is seen.
We've arrived at, as a collective, someone acknowledging that neurodiversity has immense richness.
Mr. Johnston says living with epilepsy isn't a reason to stop living life to the fullest.
Just grow with it, learn it, and live with it.
Advocating for greater understanding in the community.
In sports, WR Carpenters Group of Companies has continued its support to PNG Rugby Football League yesterday by donating 2 brand new D40 Nissan Navaras 20 HP laptops and 2 high-end printers and a maintenance account for the upkeep of their consumables. This support will enhance the work of PNG RFL as they work hand in hand with WR Carpenters to develop the sport in the country and make a positive impact in the society.
Brand new D40 Nissan Navara vehicles, along with laptops and printers, donated to PNG Rugby Football League by WR Carpenters in a significant contribution in sports, as this will aid the operations of the PNG football body. Chief Executive Officer of PNG Rugby Football League, Stanley Hondinas, said PNG RFL has enjoyed 3 years of partnership with WR Carpenters.
On behalf of PNG Rugby League Board and management and the staff, we really welcome this partnership, and it's been working well for us. These 2 vehicles adds into the number of fleets we've collected in the last 3 years to a total of 11 and 12. We collected 10 already, these 2 makes it 12. We've collected 20 plus computers to help our development officers equip themselves. These are direct values that WR Group is investing into the game, the tools of trade, the kits that help us to do football and better our community, our people, and our nation.
CEO Hondina highlighted instances in the operations where this partnership had helped them in their work and applauded the company for their continued support.
So, point in case, we had 2 officers going out. One of them is an Australian semi who came to do schools rugby league for us. Went to Lae, picked up a Borogo Motors vehicle in Lae. They drove up to Goroka, and as they fly out of Goroka, they return the car in Goroka. So the convenience of the service that they provide to us, Lisa, is amazing, and we are excited with this partnership that's going on. So,
Lisa Marie Brooks, General Manager of Borogo Motors, when making the donation to PNG RFL, expressed strong connection between the 2 organizations. She said the WR Carpenters' continued support to PNG RFL is the show of faith that sports can shape the future of the country by impacting the lives of young people in positive ways. Both WR Carpenters and PNG RFL have agreed to continue the partnership they had forged 3 years ago. Rex Lita, TV1 Sports.
With the West Tigers on a seemingly upward trajectory, coach Benji Marshall's rebuild this week took a huge knock when the game's brightest young player decided to test his value on the open market.
The simple truth is Galvin has no faith in his coach's ability. In discussions with the club over the past week, the Boom 5/8's Cam told West Tigers power brokers Galvin didn't believe he would develop to become a player he wanted to be under Marshall's coaching. Galvin's representatives didn't even want the Tigers to table an offer. Such was their desire to look elsewhere from November 1. Sources with knowledge of the situation, talking on the condition of anonymity due to the confidential nature of discussions, told the Herald that Galvin believed there was a ceiling on how far he could develop at the club, especially given Marshall's tendency to appoint former Tigers teammates as assistant coaches. The issue had been bubbling away in the background in the lead-up to Sunday's victory over Newcastle, prompting Marshall to confront his young 5/8 and call him into his office to discuss his future last week. Marshall had been made aware that Galvin wasn't willing to extend his contract with the club, and he wanted to know why the young prodigy didn't want to be around. After making one last failed attempt to present an offer to Moses, the Tigers released a sternly worded statement on Monday, shortly after the New Look board gathered for its monthly meeting. Some have suggested that the Tigers were trying to spin the narrative to suggest the teenager playmaker was making unreasonable and that the club had done everything in its power to keep him. Either way, it raises the question as to what the Tigers do next when it comes to Galvin and how his impact on the team. Some Tigers players have grown concerned at a perceived sense of entitlement from Galvin. Some Tigers players have grown concerned as a perceived sense of entitlement from Galvin. CEO Shane Richardson and Marshall may look to make an example out of Galvin and relegate him back to the reserve grade. Galvin's contract for the next 2 years is worth $250,000 and $350,000, and it wouldn't hurt the club on the salary cap if it was playing regular NRL. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
And that ends the midday news. Join us at 6 tonight for more news and sports. Bye now.